Hello everyone. Today we're going to go on a little ride. And while I'm on that ride, it's just a normal ride around the neighborhood. I want to talk to you about my 6-month review of the Terra Trike Charge. I'm not going to say pros and cons. I'm going to say likes and dislikes. So I'm going to do a pre-flight on my trike, get ready to go, and we'll talk on the way. So let's go for a ride. Like I said, I've had the trike about 6 months. I got it in July, it is December. Look at the quail crossing the road. Big old fat thing. Hello, girls and boys. They're cute. I love those quail. Anyway, I've had this thing since July, this Terra Trike Charge. I don't want to call it pros and cons. I want to call it likes and dislikes. Things I would do if I owned the company. Would I get a different trike? I'm going to go over all that with you. Let's start out with some dislikes, or problems I've had. One problem I had early on was I did a video about the battery and the computer freaking out. It just went zero. I had no action. I couldn't get any telemetry. I couldn't read anything from the computer display. I didn't have my keys with me because there's a key on the battery that unlocks it. So I had to deadhead all the way back to the house, no assist, which wasn't a big deal. I didn't have a lot of hills climb. I wasn't that far from home. And what ended up, the way I corrected it was I turned the key off on the battery and disconnected the battery and slid it back. Waited about 3 or 4 seconds, slid it back on, and the computer went ahead and rebooted and started up. I hadn't had a problem since. That was one glitch. Now I know computers do that. That's just the way they are, you know. So I did have that issue. Another problem I had wasn't really a dislike, it was an annoyance. I've always had a problem with the front left brake on the trike. I say a problem, I've had to adjust it a lot. Now, part of it was prior to installing the front fender, it made a lot of noise, so I adjusted it per Whiz Wheels direction via communication with their tech out of Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Because I don't have a dealer close by, I do a lot of work myself because I'm a retired master mechanic and I'm pretty capable of doing a lot of stuff. But I still need manuals and help. There's no reason to learn the hard way or try to reinvent the wheel when you know, you just get a manual or get technical support to tell you what to do. I'm old, I don't feel like messing around too much. I want to ride the thing, I don't want to work on it. So, learned how to adjust the brakes. What I had to do was, the cable was kind of stretched from factory setting. You know, they stretch when they're new. You start using the brakes and the cable stretches a little bit, so I learned how to adjust that. But I always had that on some of my videos. You may hear it, I talk about it a little bit. It was annoying. I'd adjust it, I'd go ride, it'd be quiet, and I'd go down the road and it'd start clacking, and so I'd readjust it. I even bought some tools to adjust my brakes and got it all figured out, and then I put the front fenders on. And when you install front fenders, these stays right here attach into the brake system. You have to pull a disc out of the bottom, and these stays, the bracket goes into the bottom of the brake, which wasn't hard. I did that at home, got the fenders all installed. Guess what? I started having clacking noise with my brake again because I had to readjust them. That bracket must have been a different diameter than the one that came out slightly. And we're talking fractions here of a difference that make that brake pad rub up against the back of this. And I even thought I had a warped rotor for a while. I bought a tool to straighten my rotor, because they can get bent if you hit something, or they're real thin, you know. I bought all that, learned how to adjust them with these nuts right here. You loosen these number 5s right here. You hold the brake and you apply the brake, and you can see how it moves it. You can see the system moving. See it moving there? This side is stationary, and this side, when you push the brake, it pushes a pad up against the other one. So it kind of pinches that. It's a pinch on the rotor. It's not like a disc brake on a car. It's similar but different. Only one side applies pressure on this mechanical disc brakes. You can see it moving right there over to one side. They're real touchy, so what I did is I started carrying a 5 millimeter hex head Allen wrench, actually, with me on the trike. And when I was out riding, you simply come in from this side right here, and the Allen wrench goes right into this adjustment screw, and I would back that out until the clacking noise stopped. So that was annoying, but I figured it out and got that going. So I don't know if hydraulic brakes are better than mechanical brakes. I just find the system a little quirky. I'm used to working on heavier duty stuff, and these bikes and trikes, the brakes always seem to be an issue on them. I'm going to tell you right now, if you buy one of these things, you need to learn how to adjust your brakes yourself. It's not a problem now. I got it figured out. But anyway, that was a second issue. I don't know why these things cost so much. I know Mickey at Laid Back Cycle says it's because bicycles are way cheaper because they make millions of them worldwide, and trikes cost more because they don't make as many, in the hundreds of thousands instead of millions worldwide. Maybe that's some of it. I think it's a cottage industry. There's no difference between this thing and a bicycle, really, mechanically. Parts are all the same. There's a little more work in the frame and the layout. I know we got to pay for R&D and tool up, but I don't know. I just think they're a little heavy on price. That being said, I can't ride a bike anymore. I'm dang glad they make these trikes. Research and found out that these tadpoles are out there, and it kind of fit the bill. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money because I didn't know if I'd like them, and I couldn't really test drive them because there was nobody around my area down here in Las Cruces. They're not that popular here. So I did my research on YouTube. And I came up with a few contenders. The Evo from Terra Trike EVO is a mid-drive off the front crank. I looked at the Sunseeker Fat Tad CSX, I believe it was called, and a few others. It was really, wow, they're expensive, especially the Cat, the Ice, the Aza. They get up over 10K, some of them. They all have trikes that are without e-assist in the, you know, lesser amounts of money, but still it was a lot of money for something I didn't know if I was going to do or not. So I found this Charge. It was about $3,300. They gave me a military discount. So I got my military discount. They charged me about what I got off for my military discount back into shipping. They charge you to about $300 to ship it, which isn't too bad. It came out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I paid $3,300. And then another dislike I don't like is these things don't come with, they're bare bones. I consider these review mirrors a safety issue, and they should come on a trike by all manufacturers, because if you need to see behind you, and if you're like me, you have limited mobility in your neck, with or without this sun top, because I can still see when I turn, but it hurts. I have limited motion in my neck. Got a little bit of my back starting to bow, osteoporosis or whatever you call it. I don't know what's going on, but it hurts to turn my neck. You need these mirrors. They're only 20 bucks. I get it. But come on, you're charging $3 grand for a bike. Put a $20 set of mirrors on it and charge me $3,020. I just think it should be on there as a safety item. But what I ended up doing is I spent quite a bit getting gear for this thing. I say quite a bit. Terra Trike doesn't gouge you, but when you buy a trike, you're gonna want bags and accessories. They don't come with much of anything. Now that's a cottage market. They make money off of selling you gear. They charged me $20 for a flag. Wasn't outrageous, but all these little things add up. So when you buy a trike, you want a flag. It's a safety item. Charge 10 bucks extra and give them a flag when you buy the dang thing. If they want a different color of flag, then sell them that. I just find that quirky in the industry. I think they ought to put some of the safety items into the trike from the sale. I'm just being picky, because I don't have a lot to pick on here, folks. It's likes and dislikes. I'm being honest. It's just my point of view. I'm not ramming it down Terra Trike. I'm not in any way telling you that this isn't a good rig. But I'm an owner. I'm not a propagandist selling this thing. I told you when I bought it, when I started doing my YouTube channel, that I was going to do this, so I'm doing it for you. To buy, and pretty easy to make, actually, if you have any mechanical ability and know how to use a drill and a wrench and source your materials. If I was a trike manufacturer, I'd probably make it as an option and sell it, because out here in New Mexico where the sun's hot and it rains, it keeps me out of the rain a little bit, and it keeps me out of the sun. I'm going to wear it year round, because I already had skin cancer once on my face. That took a big section of my forehead out, and that's why I wear this Top Gun Tom Cruise looking thing. I like it. But I like flying around in my trike because I'm out of the sun and I got a lot of protection. I believe in believe in that. So that's why I built my top. They don't offer that. So I don't know if they're really dislikes or just quirky things that I noticed that I would do different. Now, before I go on to let's go on to the likes, and then I'll go on if I would buy this trike again. So, what do I like about the trike? I love the E-Assist. It's a small hub motor. This is probably one of the least powered E-Assist trikes that I've seen on the market. It's got a hub motor, which hub means it's on the rear hub. Back there on the rear tire. There's a hub back there. If you get a Bosch or a Bafang, I always have a problem with that one. It just sounds funny. I think it's Chinese. The Bosch are German. They're $3,000 to add on. I mean, the Germans, I'm German. I'm half German, I think, or part German. I get it. They're engineering geniuses and they make really good stuff. But you got to pay for it. Bufang, I don't know why they cost so much. Coming from China, they should be a lot less, but they're expensive too. I don't even know what those cost. Well, I'm sure it's a quality product, both of them. Mick at Laid Back Cycle says if you buy a Bosch, you'll never ride anything else. You won't want to charge. I keep saying, I guess that's true. I don't know. I've never ridden an EVO or an ICE or any other trike in the world. I've never set my little rear in anything other than my Charge. So I have nothing to compare it to. So I'm telling you from a pure honest on this Charge. So I love the E-Assist. It's got 5 selections. I only ride it in 0 and 1. So actually it has 6 if you count 0. Because you can use the throttle in 0. Meaning it's not helping you unless you crank that throttle. Now you always, when you're riding, you have to turn the pedals. Right now the E-Assist is on, but it's not doing anything because I'm not moving my little legs. I'm going downhill. So as soon as I start pedaling, you can hear the motor kick in. I'm doing 21 miles an hour, so it ain't really giving me no assist, but it is, I can hear the hub kick in. It makes a whirling noise. So I'm using the assist right now, and you can hear it whining back there just a little bit. You can hear it. So I like that about the trike. The E-Assist is really cool. This is real hilly country. I mean, I'm on the flanks, the western flanks of the Oregon Mountains, which is part of the Rocky Mountain Range, and it's all up and downhill from the bottom of that mountain all the way to the Rio Grande River. And after that, it goes right back uphill out the other side. So both sides is in a valley. So it's all hilly here. It's all arroyos, and if you're back in the south, it's hollers. Here in New Mexico, we call them arroyos. Arroyos. Kind of roll that R. And there's a lot of sandy, gravelly, a lot of sand in Las Cruces. A lot of goat heads. Now, so the E-Assist is very helpful. I don't ride this thing in the gravel much. I do a little bit. I run my tires pretty high pressure, so it doesn't do real well. It's real rough riding off-road. So, it works out really well. It pulls these hills. I think I could do 40 miles on this trike, no problem. I've never ran this thing below 50%, and I've done over 20 miles, 23 miles on one ride. And I'll go do a a 10-mile ride, come back, put it in the garage. I don't even charge it back up. I'll go another 10-mile ride. After 2 rides, I usually charge it back up. So, based on my math and what this thing's been showing me on the computer, I've gone 5.2 miles just in the talk we've been talking, and I've got 69% of my battery still left, but I did a 10-mile ride on that 2 days ago. I didn't ride yesterday, I went to the gym. But when I ride, I typically do anywhere from 9 to 12 miles a day. And I have done one 20-mile ride, and I've never went below 50% on my battery. I think 52%. So I did my math. Now I'm not going to ride it right to the brink of where it goes dead. I don't think you ever want to run one of these batteries dead. So I'd keep it charged, but I think it has a capability of doing 40 miles. That's just the way I feel. And we'll see. Maybe I'll challenge it one of these days. What else do I like about the trike? Okay, talked about how they're expensive. I appreciate that this one was $3,300 because the next one up from it is $5,000. And the Sunseeker electric tadpole with a hub motor on it, I saw it on sale for $33,000 something. Usually it's $4,000 something. If you get a Bosch or a mid-drive up front, they get up to $5 grand. The EVO's sitting at $5,000. Cat Ice, all of them go up from there. They get pricey. So I appreciate that Terra Trike made me a trike for $3,300. Hello, puppies. Good morning, puppies. Anyway, so I like that. I didn't say I like the price of the trike, but when you're comparing to other manufacturers, I'm dang glad they made one because I absolutely love this thing. So, I'm trying to think of what else I like about it. I like the quality of the build. The major components, it's a chromoly, I think it's chromoly steel. It's well made. Trike is well made. Now the components they put on it aren't cutting edge, but it ain't a $10,000 ice or AZUB either. All these high dollar brands, they get some fancy equipment. Man, my mouth waters when I look at some of their stuff. I even look at other Terra Trikes and my mouth waters. I would love to have a Spider. I don't know if I can get in and out of it because it sits down on the ground. I'd have to have E-assist. I think Terra Trike makes a lot of nice bike for the money compared to. So they can install a mid-drive, which goes right up here on the front, right in here, takes the place of the front sprocket. If there's this trike only has an 8-speed with the single sprocket on the front. If you put a Bosch up front here, it takes the place of that, and if you have a 3 cassette up front, it's going to take all that off. So you're not going to end up with a 24-speed anymore. But if you have a Bosch, you don't need 23 speeds. I mean, you could put some good money into these things. They got what they call a roll-off rear hub with a mid-drive front. You don't have a rear derailleur with a cassette in the back any longer. It's all German engineering, and I think it's made in Germany. Some really wicked ass beep, some really wicked hub gear thing that goes on the back that's just amazing. Got multiple brands of stuff that you could spend a lot of money on these things. You can make some really cool stuff if you have the money and the desire. I have the desire. I just don't have the money. So I'm gonna ride this little Charge. I really like this trike. Now, would I buy it again? I'm gonna get off the road here. There's a guy coming kind of quick. I'm using my rear view mirrors, I can see him. Somebody else. Anyway, would I buy this trike again? Let me answer this. I love this thing. Although, would I have bought this again if I knew what I knew now, what I didn't know then? What I didn't know then, I know now. I'm going to say probably not.